Training camp. This year's rendition has had it all. The sights, the sounds, and the heat. But tonight, we take the journey over to historic Lambeau Field. It's a packed house for Packers Family Night, presented by Amplify Health by Bella. Football, families, and fireworks. It's all next. It is a beautiful evening in Green Bay, Wisconsin for one of the most special nights of the summer. Family Night inside historic Lambeau Field, 1265 Lombardi Avenue. Family Night presented by Amplify Health by Bellin. Hi, everybody. Wayne Larrabee along with Larry McCarron. Great to have you with us. This is a special night because most of the folks here tonight aren't season ticket holders. Many of these people came as appropriately, certainly appropriately, with their families, with the young kids who we don't see all together that often during the regular season. And this is also a special night because it is the end of the first full week of training camp. The Packers have been in camp since July 23rd, but Rock, this is when they've gotten through the dog days, and now we're going to start getting into game action.
That's right, Wayne. We've had all the first. First day of practice, first day in pads, first day with extracurriculars of all things. First real hot day, and so far so good. Training camp is looking like it should.
Well, I'm sure many of you across the state and across our network haven't been here to training camp to see a practice yet. So we're going to give you a glimpse of what it's been like with this practice here tonight. And there are a lot of newcomers on the football team, as there are every year. But no one is more heralded in this newcomer class, Larry, than Matthew Golden, the wide receiver, the first Packers first-round draft choice wide receiver since 2003.
And Wayne, he certainly looks the part. He looks fast on a field of fast people. He catches the ball. It appears that he knows what he's doing. He's where he's supposed to be, when he's supposed to be there. The Packers have got a keeper in Matthew Golden.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. And the quarterback, Jordan Love, told me earlier this week, he said the thing he marvels about this kid is the polish he brings. He's just a rookie, fresh out of college, out of Texas, but he has a lot of polish to him. And we're seeing that more and more with the prospects that come in to camp these days. They're a little more advanced, a little more polished in many respects. Larry, I want to talk about the defensive line because there's a big position that needs to be filled. Who's going to be the run stopper up front on this defense? Well, he's not a draft choice, but the guy has kind of stood up and grabbed our attention. Nazir Stackhouse out of Georgia. This kid is really something else.
I've noticed him too, Wayne. He is 6'4", 327. He can move, and he appears to be pretty smart. And you put all that together, and you've got one heck of an undrafted free agent.
Larry, in free agency, the Packers, maybe not as active as they normally would be, but they picked up a couple of key pieces. Aaron Banks on the offensive line, starter at left guard. What are your impressions of him so far?
Aaron got off to a slow start in camp because he had a minor injury problem. The last few days, he's been back, and he looks every bit of the part of a starter on the Packers offensive line at left guard.
And there's no question about it. And then, of course, Nate Hobbs, the cornerback who's got an injury, won't be on the field tonight, at least not taking part in the practice. But he also has been impressive. He's the free agent pickup from the Las Vegas Raiders.
The Packers look like they've struck free agent gold once again with Nate Hobbs. He just plays the game the way it's supposed to be played, and he competes, and he's around the ball. Everything you could ask for.
All right. Earlier, you had an opportunity, Larry, to talk with Matt LaFleur, the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. Here's that conversation now.
Matt, 8 practices into training camp and all that goes with it. Can you give us a progress report? How is it going?
I think it's going great. I mean, every day is a new day, and it does get long on these guys, but the energy level has been outstanding. The things that the guys can control, they've done a good job with that.
It looks like you have a couple newcomers that could provide instant impact. On offense, Matthew Golden, he came in as advertised.
Yeah, these guys have done a nice job, but certainly we're just getting started. We haven't even played a preseason game yet, so there's a long way to go and a lot more to improve upon.
Well, I still want to talk to you about defensively. There's Nate Hobbs. It looks like he has struck free agent gold again. Good guy, good player.
Yeah, I love what he brings to this team, and you know, he's just a competitor, and you want guys that love to go out there and play the game and compete at a high level.
Matt, would it be a stretch to say Jordan Love is healthy and playing like it, as in very, very well?
Yeah, he's done a nice job. I think he definitely looks healthy this year, and we got to keep him that way. So he's moving around really well in practice, and it's exciting.
Now, one of the things on the list of things to do coming into the season was more consistent pass rush. Are you seeing what you need to see there?
Well, we've only had a couple padded practices, but I think the guys have taken it to heart, and they're doing a great job. I think our games looked pretty good in limited action, but we got to continue to build upon that and, you know, just keep pushing the guys.
And finally, Matt, what's the head coach focused on tonight, family night?
Well, this is a great environment. It's awesome for these young guys, especially our rookies that haven't played in Lambeau, to get in front of a bunch of fans and the greatest fans in the land, and you know, just go out there and compete, kind of knock off the jitters before we play our first preseason game versus the Jets.
Matt, thank you, and have a great family night.
Thanks, Larry.
And coming up, we'll visit with the architect of the Packers. General Manager Brian Gutekunst is next. Family night from Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Welcome back to Lambeau Field in Green Bay to Family Night, presented by Amplify Health by Bellin. Wayne Larrivee, Larry McCarron, great to have you with us. Special night in Green Bay. And we welcome to the program the architect, as I said, of the Green Bay Packers, the general manager, Brian Gutekunst. Brian, good to have you with us. Give us your general impressions of camp so far.
Yeah, no, it's good to talk to you guys. You know, it's been good. I think the guys have really competed well. You know, the early stages are really about, you know, learning and trying to get cohesive, but there's a lot of competition out there, and I thought the guys have really done it the right way. I think Matt and his staff have done a great job just kind of allowing these guys to have the opportunities to compete, and this obviously, tonight is a huge part of that. And again, we're so blessed to be here in Green Bay with this crowd. There's nowhere like it. What this gives our players, this extra opportunity, again, it's an advantage for us. We're excited for it.
Goody, I'd like to ask you about some of your newcomers, beginning with first-round draft choice Matthew Golden. What are you seeing?
Yeah, everything we saw coming out of Texas, you know, he showed so far. Again, it's early, but he's been a great pro. He's working really hard. You know, I think that the one thing that really stood out about him was his hands, and that stood out so far in camp as well. So I think he's starting to build a really good rapport with Jordan and the other guys on offense. And again, it's early, but he's taking the right steps so far.
How about Aaron Banks, the left guard?
Yeah, Aaron, I mean, again, you know, he's a 4-year vet. He's a pro. Again, he had a little bit of a back issue that sidelined him for a couple of days, but when he's in there, it certainly gives us a veteran with a lot of size. And now that Elton's back practicing, well, to see those two guys working together, pretty impressive.
We won't see him tonight, but how about the cornerback, Nate Hobbs?
Yeah, so, yeah, again, all the aggressiveness and physicality that we were looking for when we brought him in here, you know, he's got that. Again, we won't see him tonight, and he's going to be working through some things over the next couple weeks. But, you know, what we saw with the Raiders, his versatility inside and out, and just the aggressive play style, you know, everything we were looking for.
John Kuhn is with us on the sidelines. John?
Brian, 2 years ago, you had the youngest roster in the NFL to win a playoff game since the NFL merger. Last year, you repeated as the youngest team in the NFL once again, and projections have this team as being the youngest team in the NFL once again when the rosters come out, whether that is or not. Is that by design, and what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think certainly as we, a few years ago, as we started to build this thing out, we knew that would be the case. I will say we may be a little young in age and that number, but they've got a lot of experience, right? Not only in big games in the regular season, but playoff games as well. So, now it's just a number. I don't think we care about it. The expectations, just because they're young, that doesn't mean anything. Our expectations to go win a Super Bowl, regardless of where we fit in that category.
Brian, when this is the third year removed from the Aaron Rodgers era, and this is the year when you would figure it kind of comes together, and I think you hinted at that during the offseason when you said it's time to start competing for championships. Do you see this team being capable of taking that next step?
Yeah, certainly I do, and I think every year is a different year, and the obstacles that we're going to face this year will be different than last year and the year before. But this is quite frankly, a veteran group despite our age. And I think these guys are hungry, and I think they're all kind of getting into that window where they're going to see their best football. And I think that's an exciting thing.
Goody, could you give us a progress report on some of your young edge players? I'm talking Lucas Van Ness, Kingsley Enagbari, Brenton Cox, Baron Sorrell. He's come on, showed some stuff, flashed during camp. What are you thinking?
Yeah, no, all those guys have done a great job so far. Again, it's early, but under new coach DeMarcus Covington, I think these guys, have really started to improve. And really like the way they're working with their hands, their counters, all the different things that he's really stressing. So it's a really competitive group. It's going to be tough to get snaps, but all those guys have taken a step forward, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out.
Goody, this family night experience, I mean, this has become kind of a building block in training camp for your squad, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's such an important piece. And like I mentioned earlier, again, we're so lucky to have the fans that we do, to be able to put 70,000, fans in here for one of these practices. This is a different practice than our normal practice because the energy's up, the anxiety is up, and watching some of these guys go through this for the first time in Lambeau Field, not only getting them used to it, but seeing how they react, the decisions they make in this kind of environment. It's such an important piece for us as evaluators, but also for their growth. So again, we're fortunate in so many ways because of our fans, and this is one of them.
Goody, great to have you with us. Thank you so much for taking the time. Best of luck this season with the remainder of camp and into a very important regular season.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Brian Gutekunst, the general manager of the Green Bay Packers. Players out on the field getting loosened up now as we are heading toward the start of this training camp practice from Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Packers Family Night is presented by Amplify Health by Bellin and by your local Chevy dealers. Titletown, across the street, across Ridge Road from Lambeau Field. And here come the Packers, led by Jordan Love, onto the field for Family Night practice. Larry McCarron, John Kuhn is on the sidelines. He'll be with us throughout the night, and he'll have interviews post-practice here tonight. And there's fireworks, and he'll be underneath all those fireworks. Probably, if I know John, he'll be firing a few of them himself. But at any rate, we've got a full
He had a couple cherry bombs with him.
I think so. I thought it was a cocktail, but it was not. Well, let's welcome in good friend John Anderson, who grew up here in Green Bay, but more important, became a national sports anchor at ESPN. John, thank you so much for taking time out with us.
Listen, on Family Night, I appreciate being part of the family. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. You spent so many years at ESPN, and now you've retired, but you're back at your alma mater, if I'm not mistaken. You're teaching. I saw you earlier this year at the draft with a group of students. Tell us about your second career here.
I am. I've joined the faculty here, the journalism faculty here at the University of Missouri. And I am developing some sports courses to teach in the interim while we get those, because academia moves slow. I'm teaching some freshman writing courses and looking at a lot of tapes and making sure kids, say farther and not further, and know more than instead of over and under, and just trying to make young kids that really want to have a career in sports, because there's so much to do and it's such a big area, that they're prepared and ask good questions and write well and cover things as they should be when they get out in the world.
John, Larry McCarron here, and on your farewell show a little over a year ago, so many of your colleagues at ESPN mentioned what an extraordinary writer you were. Now you're working with young people. Can that kind of writing be taught, or are people born with that mystical it?
Wow. No, I think it can be. I think the idea is everything. And I look at football. The other day, I was at a Missouri practice, and you know how the coaches, they got to close things down right after about the 5th period. Like, God forbid we see the toss sweep. And I said to someone, there hasn't been anything new invented in football since the forward pass. But you watch these coaches and what they can do with those things, and so much of it is, do they have the idea? Do they have the study? Can they think of a different layer? Can they think of a different way to present it? And that's what I try to teach kids, is let's not do the first and easiest thing. How can we write it better? How can I make it stick? How can I write it so that people, it'll stick with them now? Because there's so much stuff, right? We can see it on the internet and our phone and all these other things. So that's the key, is to just, can we write something that's relevant, but not that just, it shouldn't always be the first thought that pops in your head. How can we, let's try to be smarter than the average bear when it comes through there. So I do think you can learn it. It's just a matter of, like anything, man. If you can think and be smarter than the next guy, then you're going to be way ahead. And that's what I'm trying to get kids to do, is just let's keep thinking all the time.
John Kuhn's got a question for you.
Hey, John, good to talk to you again, my friend. And listen, I grew up in the Sports Center era, so I remember you on there doing all the calls on Sports Center. I got to know, because this was always the question I had in my head. Favorite sport, favorite team, favorite thing to call when you were on Sports Center? What really got the juices flowing?
So before I worked at SportsCenter, my favorite sport was baseball. I love baseball, and I should throw in, because I was on, of course, the 1978 Green Bay City Babe Ruth champions for National Merchandising Corporation. And then I got to SportsCenter, and I realized you didn't get to go home till the last baseball game was over. So when the Mariners played and it was 2 in the morning and they tied a game, I'm like, okay, so baseball was killed in me. So then I decided my favorite place and the favorite thing to cover was golf, because it got over by dark and you always went to really nice places to cover the U.S. Open. Like, let's go to Pebble Beach. And by the way, we're done when the sun's down. Like, that's my favorite thing. But I was fortunate that I grew up such a fan of sports. Like, there was just nothing that I had to call that I just didn't go, okay, this is great. Like, this is my life. I'm going to call college football on Saturdays in the fall, and the NFL on Sundays, and baseball during this. It just, there wasn't much, but I really enjoyed covering golf. And my love for baseball is coming back, because I can go to bed before the West Coast games go over.
Hey, John, tell us a little bit about your career. I mean, how does one get to SportsCenter in your line of work? You know what I mean? There are a lot of people trying to do that. You were able to get it done. What happened? Was there something that triggered your emergence at ESPN?
Well, I think once I got there, and it was kind of, Larry to point it out, I think I wrote a little differently than other people, which was kind of helpful. But getting there, at some point, like everybody else, you have to have a little luck. And at that time, before I got there, it was in Phoenix, and I literally was deciding between, I was waiting to hear from ESPN, from CNN, and believe it or not, Channel 26 in Green Bay. I had an offer to be the sports director there. Wow. And so I called, my agent called, and he said, here's the decision day. And I said, okay, well, I think I really am going to have to disappoint my mother. And he said, I think that's probably really a good idea. Yeah. And so he was nice enough to, make a call, and I got an audition. And once you get there, hopefully you show well. But the nice thing was that the show just kind of fit me well. Like Wayne, as you know, we've talked. I respect what you do. I think, my gosh, there's somebody who's a one percenter in life. But I never really wanted to be a football or baseball or basketball play-by-play guy. And so here I'm lucky that I grew up in a Sports Center era, and here's a show where I got to deliver the news, and there's a little elbow room that you could try to tell a little story or be engaging. And so that was the other big thing, is that the show just kind of fit my sensibilities and how I thought about sports and what I wanted to cover. And so I think that was really the biggest thing, was some happy circumstances that aligned to get me there. And then once I got there, I did well. And then I had some breaks. You know this too. Like Kenny Mayne didn't want to do the night Sports Center, and Charlie Steiner went to be the voice of the Yankees, and Jack Edwards went to be the voice of the Bruins, and suddenly there were some empty seats. And lo and behold, I was able to take advantage of that.
John, how much at that level are you writing the script for the highlights you're showing, and how much is being written by someone else?
So I would say anything you saw on camera, I usually wrote. That was usually mine. The highlights were usually cut for you because obviously you were on air for a lot of it, but they just gave you kind of bare minimum, right? 3rd and 10, Packers 20, Jordan Love, pass, pick a wide receiver. Since we don't have a solid number one, I don't want to pull anybody out, and then it's like touchdown, and it makes it 21-7, and then the rest you kind of filled in with what you knew, or in commercial breaks what you could scribble out that maybe Jordan Love had now thrown, 14 touchdown passes in 3 games and stuff like that. So we wrote a bunch of it, and then you're also, you rely on the people that cut those highlights. And then we always had great research staffs, so that once in a while when you went like, Jordan Love is great on the 3rd September of, I guess it was more Aaron Rodgers, was great on the 3rd September Sunday, when it was 52 degrees and cloudy, because then they had all this stat information for you that was really, really helpful. But
all right, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here. All these people you worked with at ESPN.
Yes.
When you work with different people, sometimes you have good chemistry, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's, blah, it doesn't work or whatever. Tell me about the couple of people you worked with where the chemistry was really what you thought it should be and what you enjoyed.
The people I liked the most to work with that seemed natural. I loved working with Reese Davis till he got super big and went off and did game day with us. I loved working with Scott Van Pelt till they decided that we couldn't be trusted, and so then they spit us up. But I tell you, I loved working with Linda Cohn, and I've said this to everybody all the time. Linda helped make my career.
Really?
And then John Buccigross and Steve Levy and Kenny Mayne were kind of, boy, if I drew those guys, I knew it was just going to be a great day at work. It was always going to be fun. Bucci and I have a lot of the same sensibilities. He and I came back a few years ago because he had never seen a game at Lambeau, and he's a Steelers fan, so we went back to that game with the Steelers. And he just had, just a high time with the full Packer game experience. Kenny Mayne, as you know, is a huge Packer fan. And whether it was with Favre or with Aaron Rodgers, but he grew up as a Packer fan before Seattle got a football team. So those guys were great. If I had to work with Leaves and Bucci and Kenny Mayne or Linda Cohn, man, that's tough to beat.
Well, you certainly were a star among them as well, John, and we appreciate your time. And it was Southwest High School, right?
Yep.
Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yes.
You got it.
And the only thing I have trouble now is I try to get who the Packers are. I see 22, right? There's Golden. I'm like, no. I'm like, that's John Stagers. I don't know how they got that number.
Going way back, way
right,
back.
Hey, those are, like I told A.J. Dillon one time, I'm like, I love you, but you're never going to be Willie Buchanan. You should give his number back. Some of those things, when I watch, I'm trying to get used to these guys.
I'm sorry. To me, 22 is, to me, 22 is Elijah Pitts. What can I say?
See?
I'm dating myself.
There you go.
John, thank you so much, and all the best.
I appreciate it.
Good luck down there in teaching those kids in Missouri. You'll teach them well, I know that.
All right. Well, by the way, if you see me, I think I'll be at the game next Saturday night to watch the Packers and the Jets. I think I'll be home. So
please stop by and say hi, will you?
Yep, my pleasure. Thanks, guys.
You got it. John Anderson, former ESPN anchor, now a professor down at Missouri. The full team on the field, as you can see, as we get into this practice here, Rock. And coming up, family night continues. We'll start getting into some of the drills, and we'll start talking about some of the new locker room that's coming up and now finished, and we'll give you a glimpse inside the new locker room. Well, why don't we do it right now? Now's the best time to do it. Here's a look at it, Rock. Boy, I tell you, it's come a long way, hasn't it?
What I can compare it to, Wayne, it's like the Wizard of Oz. And Dorothy left Kansas and got to the land of Oz, and she wasn't in Kansas anymore. Where the parts of the building that have not been remodeled, that's Kansas. In this locker room is the land of Oz. It is awesome.
It really is. John Kuhn, you've spent many an hour in that locker room, but not this one.
You know, it's a spectacular upgrade that they did to the locker room there, Wayne. I know the players love it. They love the futuristic feel of it. It's a little bit dim lighting, and that's the only complaint that Rock had when we were out at practice. He told me he really wished that locker room was as cozy as it is right now when he was in his heyday.
I think John just made that up.
Yeah, it probably did. But it's a good story.
What,
anyway.
they tell him to stretch?
Right. There's Luke Getzey and Jordan Love. Coming up more from Family Night as we roll on a beautiful night in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
This season, we return to our roots. A classic torn from the pages of time, derived from our legends of the past, engineered for our legends in the making, designed to honor our history with one goal in mind: to make our own.
Back here at Family Night, uniform reveal. Made some headlines a few weeks ago when they showed it for the first time. It's going to be cool.
I don't know about you, Wayne, but I love the blue. I think it's fantastic. And this latest rendition of it with the helmets, the leather-looking helmets, outstanding.
The leather-looking helmets make it. They really do. There's Jordan Love. The Packers, Rock, you were mentioning to me, they're going through what they're going to be doing pre-game on the road and at home before every game. So this is kind of, they're going through a rehearsal here.
This is a dress rehearsal for the preseason opener next week against the Jets. And so they've done it. Now the veterans, they don't need it, but the young fellows, the newcomers, every team's got their own little nuances to the way they warm up, the way they get ready. And they're finishing up here with a team period and then the lineup and kick a field goal, that kind of stuff. But this is a dress rehearsal, so everybody's on the same page.
And Rock, I mean, you mentioned it before. Every team is different, right? I mean, they do things a little bit differently in terms of getting ready for a game with their warm-up.
No, you watch a team, what they do, when they do it, how they stretch. Everybody's got their own way.
Brandon McManus, he's been red hot, but not there.
Automatic.
Oh, man. 28 of 29 in practice field goals.
That's after 25 straight.
Yeah. But at any rate, well, what a... Did he help save the season or what last year? I mean, he comes in...
Absolutely. And it was funny when his streak of 25 straight was broken. He said that particular kick was the best ball he hit all training camp.
Yes, I heard that. Yeah, it's amazing. But that's kicking. That's the way it goes. Daniel Whelan, the punter. You know, it's going to be interesting to see how special teams pan out. The Packers have, Rock, a lot of options in the return game. Now, McCole Hardman can do it. Obviously, Jaden Reed, Keyshawn Nixon, Matthew Golden has taken some kicks back in practice. It'll be really interesting to see if they put 4.29 speed on a kickoff return.
No, they've got a lot of ways they can go as the return man, but you look at the battery. snapper, holder, kicker. That's an experienced, outstanding hands, and that's got to be a comforting thought for Rich Bisaccia.
Yeah, no question about it. Packers will make an entrance here with their families coming up in a few moments. And there's a look at the tunnel. You know, Rock, I think the veterans enjoy this night as well. I mean, it's big for the rookies and the new players on the roster, but I think the veterans enjoy this as well. It's a great break from the drudgery of camp across the way on the Ray Nitschke practice field.
No, I think it's a landmark in every training camp, family night, and there's the big crowd. A lot of your family and friends are on hand. It's a chance to show them what you've been working on. And I just think it's one of those things unique to Green Bay. Every team would love to be able to host something like this, but no other team can.
Let's check in with the PA and intro the players of the Packers and their families.
Let's go. That's right. Let's go. Trips like tear, 52 sway on those special.
4th down, no timeouts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 13-time world champion Green Bay Packers and their families. Coming up, practice begins on family night. Next.
I've heard about these. I just never really knew where to get them from. Oh, no way. It's the cheese curds.
This fried macaroni? No, these are the cheese curds? I've been meaning to try these too. Oh yeah, that's Matt. Baron ate all these, didn't he? I already know it.
I won't eat them all. We have more. I won't eat them all. Well, that ranch is good. Am I good? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That was really good.
There's a way we can get like an NIL or something, deal with these. Oh, no free shout outs, right? I bet.
Upstairs.
Oh, here? Oh, this restaurant right here?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, they're pretty good.
It's like I don't even know how to explain it. That's good. That's all I gotta say. That's an amazing dish.
You know, when a rookie comes in here, one of the great revelations is cheese curds. and everyone is shocked at how good they are. You know.
Can I be honest, Wayne?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever eaten a cheese curd.
You're kidding.
No.
Well, Rock will have to rectify that somehow.
I will.
Well, I've definitely eaten Rock's fair share, so don't worry about that one.
That's Rock. That's probably why you've never eaten cheese curds. Coon's gotten to them before you could.
I knew there was something at work there.
Yes. At any rate, boy, it's kind of cool to see the rookies experiencing something, even if it's just cheese curds. That's kind of cool. Well, you're watching the quarterbacks go through their paces right now, and footwork is so important to that position. Sean Clifford right here.
The quarterback gurus all say it all starts with the feet.
Yeah. It's something they drill constantly. It's something we've noticed, you know. I think Jordan Love has looked really good in camp, Rock, and a big part of it is he's healthy. That's the biggest part. But the other factor is, you could tell he really honed in on fundamentals and footwork in the offseason.
Absolutely, and he's been healthy enough to do so. He was pretty well recovered at the end of the year, and he hasn't had to spend time rehabbing anything, and he can work on his craft, which he does diligently during the offseason.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's looked good here in camp. For those of you who haven't seen the Packers yet in practice, or you know, we'll see them in the game.
Wayne, I don't know if you'd agree, but he looks so comfortable in situations where he's buying time.
Yeah, you know, the thing about it, the Packers were among the league leaders in fewest sacks allowed, 22. That was second best in the league. And you know what, Rock? I think that's a credit to the offensive line, but it's also a credit to Jordan Love.
Oh, absolutely.
He has a great feel for pressure. He has a great feel in the pocket, and that's something the coaches were mentioning earlier this week. That's a big factor in his game.
And something the guys all respect and love about Jordan is, even if it breaks down and he knows he's going to get hit, he can still deliver an accurate, beautiful pass. He's done it a number of times.
So you get a look at the quarterbacks, but, you know, the people in front of them, that offensive line, going to be a little bit different this year, Rock.
Yes, it is. Elton moving to center is a big deal. I think Elton can handle it. I mean, without hesitation, he can handle it. He's done it before. He's moved during a game and responded very well. So he'll handle the center position, no sweat. Now, the thing that's a little different, they have a new left guard, and they're going to end up, they have the kind of depth that they're going to end up with somebody capable of starting who's not starting, because they still have Jordan Morgan, and then they've got what amounts to their starting lineup with Elton Jenkins at center and Aaron Banks at left guard. But they will end up, if everybody stays healthy, with a starter that's not starting.
Yeah, and, you know, Adam Stenavich even kind of hinted at it. I don't know if it'll happen, but he said, you know, we may be in a situation where we can rotate people in the offensive line. That doesn't happen often. Most, Rock, as you know, very well know, the offensive line, that cohesion, that you want your line to play every down, every game together, but they've got the kind of talent that if they had to, they could rotate guys in there.
Absolutely, and that is good for morale. It keeps everybody engaged.
You know, Wayne, they did it last year with Sean Ryan and John Runyon Jr. I would not be surprised if they did it once again this year, but it also gives you an opportunity to create some really big packages like they used to do back in the day here. I'm talking the Amon Green days, throwing extra linemen out there as a blocking tight end along with Tucker Kraft, and then you had a really mean front going up in front of Josh Jacobs.
Well, Kevin Berry in U71.
U71, yep. You know, and that great line, what, Clifton on one side, Tauscher on the other side, you know, Flanagan at center, and later Scott Wells, and They had a power line back in the early days of Mike Sherman's tenure here back in 2003 when Amon Green ran for 1,800 yards, set the single season record. This line, guys, I wanted to get your opinions, because to me it looks like the Packers, especially with the acquisition of Aaron Banks and Sean Ryan starting at right guard, Elton Jenkins moving to center, this is becoming more of a power physical line. Let's start with you, Rock. What's your impression?
I think it is plenty physical. I think they have, by design, gotten bigger and stronger over the years. But I'll tell you how a physical offensive line gets started. That's with a physical running game, and Josh Jacobs brought that as much as anybody.
Yeah, and it kind of changed the look of the offense, John Kuhn.
Yeah, and listen, I love Elton Jenkins moving to center, because he said, I've got plenty of experience at the center position. I did it back in college, and this is not something that I'm afraid to do. And quite frankly, moving him to center gives all the flexibility in the world for some of those other guys to work their way through training camp and get ready to go out there and be that physical line that we saw last year through the Jordan Love injuries. That running game really take over with Josh Jacobs, Emmanuel Wilson, and the rest of the running backs. So I see a lot of that going on once again this year.
Yeah, no question about it. And for those of you just tuning in, the offensive players wear white uniforms here, white jerseys. The defensive players are in green. And Rock, we're going to another section of practice.
Yes, we are. And it would appear we're getting ready for one-on-ones all over the field. Offensive and defensive linemen against each other. Running backs versus linebackers. And if it's the usual drill, it'll be both run and blitz pickup. And the receivers and the DBs, they're also working against each other one-on-one.
Top of the screen, you're seeing the pass rush drill here, Rock. Tell me, this is skewed in favor of the defensive player, you've said in the past?
Well, all us offensive linemen say it's skewed. I mean, the guy's got a lot of space. He knows it's a pass. Everybody in the building knows it's a pass, so he should have an advantage. But it's when you find out where your technique is at, because if you slip in your technique, you are not going to win. You got to be flawless to get it done in one-on-one.
Getting a look at the running backs right here. Chris Brooks, what an addition he was last year. They trust him on third downs. Taylor Elgersma, the Canadian, quarterback number 19. He made the team. He basically came as a tryout candidate at the rookie minicamp, and Matt LaFleur liked him and said, why don't we bring him to training camp? And that's what they did.
Oh, he's got some tools. No question.
Here's a look at some pass rush drill right here. Now here's a look at the one-on-one. Yep, now we're back running back. A little back shoulder pass there. That's Jalen White, rookie free agent out of Georgia Southern.
Kristen Welch, and really good coverage.
Kimberly High School, right? Kristen Welch from Kimberly, Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken. Excellent special teams player. Baltimore Ravens, Green Bay Packers. He's in his second stint with the Packers. That's how much they liked him. I mean, you know, he's an excellent special teams player, and Packers special teams are looking to be special this year.
This is what we're looking at, one-on-one with running backs versus linebackers, pass coverage. I think that is skewed toward the receiver. Mm-hmm. That is tough duty.
Yeah. What a move there by Johnson.
As we just saw.
You know, that's Amar Johnson, the rookie free agent out of South Dakota State. Boy, that program, South Dakota State, has turned out some players over these last few years. Oh, right through the hands of my goodness. That's the tight of Messiah Swinson, tight end. Here's a look at Will Shepard, number 82, a late addition, came in during training camp, played 55 games at Vanderbilt, finished last year at Colorado.
One-on-ones are probably the most intense drill in all of practice, because it's like your personal pride is on the line. You've got nobody around you. It's you and the other guy. And if you have a good day or a good night in one-on-one, you had a good day.
Yeah.
But if you didn't, you're just dreading watching the video, because they do film it all and you watch it all with your teammates.
Great coverage there. That's Kalen King, who, again, came in last year kind of redshirted. He was a late draft choice last year, Rock. He's a cornerback. He certainly looks the part.
Yes, he does.
Coverage. He had good coverage on the veteran Nicole Hardman.
Very competitive team for roster spots, and that's a great example.
So we flip sides here at this training camp practice. Family night inside Lambeau Field. We'll have more action coming up after these messages.
I think it just comes back to everybody having that mindset of team first. You know, we're all in this together. We're fighting for the same common goal to go out there, win as many games as possible, take the NFC North and win a Super Bowl. So I think if everybody has that right mindset, you know, you kind of let some of that other stuff go, and you don't have as many divisions and guys bickering. But the competitiveness, that stuff always happens. You know, it's football. These guys are battling every day. O-line, D-line, they're banging every day. So there's going to be some chippiness on the field. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to dap each other up and you know, find ways to compete through the whistle and understand that we're a team at the end of the day.
And Rock, that was Jordan Love talking after a very intense and very hot day of practice, and there were some skirmishes, as you pointed out earlier tonight.
Yeah, there were some extracurriculars, and to be honest, Wayne, and I know this might be old school, but I am old, is that I'd worry if there weren't a few skirmishes during training camp. As you mentioned, it's hot, you're tired, you're banging into the same guys every day. If there's not a skirmish or lost temper once in a while, something is wrong. This is a highly competitive, combative sport. It's just the nature of the beast.
We're getting into some of the team drills here, Rock, and give our audience a little bit of an insight as to what they're looking for here and what this is all about, because this is down and yardage situations, but it's all scripted. And what does that mean?
That means the coaches have written down in order what they want to run, when they want to run it. And this particular situation that we're going to be looking at is mixed downs. So it could be first down, second down, third down. I have to look at the sticks to see what it is. But it is scripted. So the coaches know what's coming up next. It's not a call it type period. That's the alternative.
So there you get a look, starting offense, starting defense on the field right now as it sits at this stage of camp. Jordan Love in a pistol look. Tucker ground in motion. There'll be a lot of motion in this offense. And tough sledding there.
Kenny Clark with nice penetration there. Josh
Jacobs, the ball carrier. Kenny Clark healthy, and you know, people didn't he persevered through a toe injury, through a foot injury last year, and never complained, never said much about it, but it really had an impact on his effectiveness in that season. But to his credit, he never let it used it as an excuse.
No, he gave the Packers all he had, which is considerable even injured. But when you're a defensive lineman and so much is coming off that ball and using your foot, and you got a bad toe, that's bad news.
Matthew Golden.
A lot of different ways they can use young Matthew Golden.
Yeah, and out in front of that play, as you look at it again and watch 56 jump into it. I'll tell you what, it looked to me live, and we didn't see it in that shot, but Edgerrin Cooper got out in front of that play and would have blown it up.
Should point out Jordan Morgan is starting at left tackle. Rasheed Walker not participating tonight with a groin problem. Not believed to be long-term, but Jordan Morgan last year's #1 at left tackle.
Well, this is a second down and about 7 call, and there's a nice hole. The running back, Josh Jacobs. Kenny Clark got him from behind. But again, this is not full tackle football, folks. You understand that. It's more FUD.
Yeah, it's what they call FUD, where the tacklers kind of form fit up on the ball carriers. Up front, it's kind of frisky, but it's not get the guy on the ground type frisky.
Again, we're going to see a lot of motion. This time, that's Musgrave, the tight end, in motion. He's had a good camp. He's healthy. Another guy who's healthy, and here comes a blitz. Nice pick up by Chris Brooks. That's Musgrave.
The thing about Luke Musgrave is when he's not injured, and that's been a problem, but if he can stay healthy, he's got great length, he can run like the Dickens, and he can catch the ball.
There he is right there, settling down. Found the open spot.
You know, Rock, I'll tell you, Luke Musgrave being healthy would be a big weapon for this Packers offense to be able to go out there in 12 personnel, but the flex linebackers out of the box to either open it up for the run game and Josh Jacobs or get a mismatch with him against the linebacker.
That deep play action pass downfield. Savion Williams, the rookie.
Good to see him make it a play. He got kind of a slow start to camp due to injury, but he's a talented young man.
Savion Williams, third-round draft choice out of TCU, making a splash on Family Night. Welcome back to Family Night, presented by Amplify Health by Bellin. Wayne Larrivee, Larry McCarron, John Kuhn is down at the sidelines. We continue to watch the mixed downs portion of practice. This is offense against defense. And Larry McCarron, a first for him. He tried a cheese curd right here tonight, a first.
It won't be my last cheese curd, I can assure you.
Congratulations, Rock. What was it? What was that feeling like for you?
It was monumental. I don't think I'll ever forget it.
How about that? This kid has come a long way, John Kuhn, from Illinois, you know?
Well, you had to eat it.
They didn't have cheese curds down there.
He had to eat a cheese curd because he's watching the defensive front come off the ball tonight in practice. They're giving the offensive line fits right now.
Yeah,
Lucas Van Ness with a real strong rush against Jordan Morgan.
Jordan Love with a nice delivery right there to Matthew Golden. I'll tell you what, Golden is more than just a home run hitter. I mean, he can run the full route tree, it looks like to me, from what I've observed at practice these past 2 weeks.
Wayne, he's one of those players that there's so far nothing not to like. I mean, he's got the complete package. I think he could be an impact player for the Green Bay Packers this year.
It's a tall order to ask a rookie to do that, but in today's day and age, they come out of college a little more polished than they used to at wide receiver. And they, you know, some guys have fit in really well, really quick. And I think Matthew Golden may be one of those guys. We hope so anyway. Collapsing, and Romeo Doubs on the reception.
Kalen King on the coverage.
And as I mentioned before, Kalen King, second-year player out of Penn State. He had a great sophomore year, was an All-American Penn State, struggled a bit as a junior, came out in the draft, and the Packers drafted him late, but they liked what they saw of him, especially his sophomore year. He's 5'11", 190, and he's a feisty covered corner.
Sean Clifford in running the show for the Packers offense.
Bo Melton is out at the top of your screen at the 40-yard line, number 16. Former wide receiver, now right cornerback.
You know, Rock, you tell me. I think Bo has done a great job transitioning to the defensive side. Now, there are a couple nuances here. He is going against the Packers offense in training camp where he knows some of the calls, some of the keys, some of the hand signals. So it'll be really interesting when we get into live action next week against the Jets and then the following week against the Colts. Does he continue this good play on the defensive side of the ball?
No, what he's done out there to date has been impressive. And we talked to him the other day in the locker room, and Bo said he's liking it more as he plays it. and he's got corner written all over him as far as his tool set goes. And it'll be very interesting to see how that turns out.
Snap over the head of Sean Clifford. And that blew up that play. Well, the thing that Brian Gutekunst mentioned on Tuesday to us in a press conference, he said when Bo Melton came out of college, his analytics, the numbers screamed cornerback. Now, they kept him a wide receiver, but that's kind of the Packers always had that in the back of their mind, that if they had to, they could move him to the defensive side of the football field.
Even as a wide receiver, there was a physicality to his game.
Sam Shields was a wideout in college before he came here.
Nice coverage by Micah Robinson.
Micah Robinson, rookie 7th rounder out of Tulane. Nice coverage to deny that completion from Sean Clifford. Family Night continues after these messages. Welcome back to Green Bay. Wayne Larrivee, Larry McCarron, John Kuhn down on the field. This is Family Night at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. We welcome in the new president and CEO of the Green Bay Packers. And first off, Ed Policy, it feels weird to say new because you've been here for over a decade, and we all know you very well. And number one, congratulations on taking over as president and CEO of the Packers.
Hey, thanks so much, Wayne. I appreciate that, and I hope you guys could hear it up there. We just had a fabulous rendition of the theme from SpongeBob SquarePants, which isn't part of our playlist on the normal Sunday. So this is a lot of fun.
Something new, I guess. Hey, you know, let me ask you, Ed, your dad, Carmen, was a Hall of Fame caliber executive with the San Francisco 49ers in their glory days in the 80s, and then later with the Cleveland Browns. How much of an influence did he have on your process and on you as you step into this new position?
Yeah, I'd say, Wayne, he had a tremendous influence on me, both personally and professionally, and frankly still does. You know, I really rely on lessons that I learned from him every day in life, and certainly at work here at Lambeau Field. In fact, I still talk to him probably at least 2 or 3 times a week on my way home, just to kind of, you know, talk about what's going on in life and in the NFL and with the Green Bay Packers. And he still has excellent advice. You know, the fun thing over the last few years is he started to seek my advice on a few things too. So I don't know if he takes it, but it's been really rewarding for me.
Ed, the new job. How's it going? Are you enjoying it?
You know, I'm a week into it, and I got to say, Larry, I'm absolutely loving it. You know, Mark and I both said a number of times, in fact, he just said it at the shareholder meeting last week, that this really is the best job in all of sports. And you know, I think tonight, a night like this really does prove it. If you look around, I mean, where else are you going to get this combination of football and competition and community? It's just really a special thing. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
You know, Ed,
I'd say the only downside to it, Larry, is that I don't get to work with Mark Murphy anymore.
Yeah, I mean, and he was a great mentor for you as well, I would imagine, over these last number of years.
Yeah.
Ed, you mentioned community. I mean, that's a big part of what the Packers are all about, and I imagine that's something that's at the forefront as you move forward in your career as the CEO.
Yeah, I think, well, strengthening the community is really a mission of ours here at the Packers, and I think it's, you know, even things like this tonight. Every NFL team should have a close connection to its community, but the nexus between the Packers and Green Bay, there's just absolutely nothing like it. And if you look around, this kind of proves that. I think another great example of it might be the NFL draft that we hosted this year back in April in Green Bay. You know, the Packers brought the draft to Green Bay, and that was a pretty heavy lift, but the community really showed up and made it a success. So it took all of us.
Ed, as the man in charge now, do you have an even deeper appreciation for Packer fans and family night? I mean, this is the only team anywhere that could fill a stadium for what amounts to a practice.
There's absolutely nothing like it. I think, you know, everybody knows the Packers are special and this community is special, but a night like this really proves that. I think we are the envy of the NFL when we could get 70 to 80,000 fans to show up to support our team for a practice. It really is pretty incredible.
Ed, what's your outlook for the season from your chair? What do you see?
You know, from my chair, I'm excited. I'm extremely excited. I think, you know, this has been, I mentioned the draft earlier. It feels like excitement for the season has been building earlier than normal because of the draft. So we've been like riding this wave in the community for a few months now. But, if you look at our team, we were the youngest team in the NFL the past 2 seasons. I don't know if we'll be the youngest team this year, but we'll certainly still be a young team. But we're not inexperienced. A lot of these guys have taken a lot of snaps together over the last couple of years. So I think we're an experienced young team. We've got a really unique combination, I would say, of youth and continuity, and I think that could be pretty magical. It's been a lot of fun for me in this new chair, kind of watching Matt and Russ and Brian build this team. So I'm excited about it. I think we're going to have a terrific football team. We're going to have our work cut out for us. I think the NFL is more competitive than it's ever been. And we play in the most competitive division within the NFL, maybe the most competitive division in the history of the NFL. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. I think we're all in for some really exciting football.
Lastly, I guess question about the NFL and where the business of pro football is going. We played in Brazil a year ago. There'll be another game down there this year. The European schedule is out. Is Europe and beyond the contiguous 48 states, is that where the NFL is going? Is that where the new territory is for this league?
Yeah, I think you're spot on. If you think about it, the NFL is not saturated the domestic market, but nearing it. And so if the NFL is going to grow, it's going to have to be internationally. It is one of the NFL's top 2 or 3 initiatives over the next several years. So the league is going to be pumping, league and the teams are going to be pumping tens of millions of dollars into these new markets, creating new football fans. All those millions of people in the UK and Germany and Ireland, which are 3 markets that we're going to be focusing on, they're all going to be picking their favorite NFL team over the next few years, and we just want to make sure we're a part of that conversation. We think they should be picking the Packers. We've got a great story to tell, and so we're going to get over there and we're going to tell it well, and I think it's going to resonate with those communities. We are the people's team. I just think, again, UK, Germany, Ireland, they're just full of Packers fans. They just don't know it.
Well, Ed, I know you're going to sell it to them. So will the Packers and the NFL. Ed, thank you so much. Best of luck. We're all just tremendously excited for you and look forward to all that's coming in the next few years.
Hey, thank you guys so much, and happy family night.
You bet.
Take care.
Ed Policy, the new president, CEO of the Green Bay Packers. Packers practice continues. Some red zone work being done by the Jordan Love and the offense. We'll pick up on it when we come back.
I don't know if they're aliens, but I do believe there's something else out there in the universe.
Part of me thinks space isn't real. Part of me thinks aliens are real.
I believe they real. Area 51, it definitely got to be something over there that we don't know about.
They kind of keep that information from us. So, in my opinion, yeah, I think they're real.
I don't think Area 51 is the place. I think it's another place.
They might be, because it'd be some freaky going on in the world, but I don't know. There's something behind the scenes. They hiding something.
Any type of form of life is considered alien, because, there's got to be an alien out there somewhere. Shoot, we might be the aliens to somebody. Way out the aliens. I did. On set. I might have broke a rule, man. I don't know.
I like Jalen White. We might be the aliens to someone.
Okay, Wayne, the $64,000 question. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, that's why I sleep with the light on when I go to bed. Yeah.
I got to be honest, sometimes I've wondered if you, in fact, are an alien.
Yeah, a fair point. John Kuhn, do you believe in aliens?
Got to believe in aliens working with the 2 of you guys. There's no doubt about that. The stuff I see on Saturday nights before the games.
No, well, it's alien. They're real. They're the quarterbacks taking part. This is a fan favorite. About 35 to 45 yards away, trying to hit the net. Aaron Rodgers used to do it on a pretty regular basis. Elgersman just missed a little bit. Jordan Love going to give it a shot. Let's see, QB1. Here we go. That is hard to do. It's hard.
Well, you know what? It's harder than you'd think because the net does not adjust to the thrown football like a human being does.
Like hopefully your teammate will, your receiver will down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it changes the dynamic totally.
There's Love again. Ooh, that's right there. Ooh, almost made it. Oh, and you'll hear a huge crowd.
The crowd gets into the ball into the net drill.
Somebody throws one into the net.
Meanwhile, they're working
on the other side of practice, Rock. What are they up to?
They're working on special teams and punt coverage, it would appear.
Sean Clifford, Penn State quarterback. They're closing in on this now. Taylor Elgersma. No, that was off a little bit. Here's Jordan.
Have we had one go in the net yet?
Not yet. Okay, so they're throwing it from where? The 30, 10 of the end zone, 40-yard throw. And this is when we talk about during a game, folks, when that quarterback drops the ball over the shoulder of the wide receiver just beyond the reach of the defensive back. Well, they're going to move this drill up a little bit here. Now they're going to do it from about the 15-yard line. There's
the corner of the end zone throw.
Yeah. Leveled a little touch. Oh, almost had it.
There we go.
There it is. And the cartwheel from Sean Clifford. He dropped it into the net. Will Jordan Love follow? Malik Willis gives it a shot. Sean Clifford celebrates. He dropped it in the bucket.
Family Night is presented by your local Chevy dealers and by Amplify Health by Bella.
Sterling Sharp went into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Long overdue, but he and his brother Shannon now, I believe, the only brother combination in the Hall of Fame. In the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I saw him up close and personal for all of his years here, and you talk about a physical receiver. He was it.
Jordan Love, while we were gone, dropped it into the net. There we go.
And I believe the thousands here will go home happy now.
Yeah, they'll go home. QB1 hit the net. Oh, are we going to get a Lambeau leap out of this? Yes, we are. Malik Willis, the north end zone. Yeah, that's become one of the favorite drills of Family Night. No question about it. Ooh, almost had one there for Jordan. Malik Willis, he throws such a nice catchable pass.
What a savior he was for the Green Bay Packers last year.
Indeed. Yep, he really was. And you know, you can go into this season knowing that for this year, you've got a backup quarterback you know can win a game or two for you if you have to.
Absolutely. And he won 3 for the Green Bay Packers last year with little or no camp. Learning the system on the run.
The quarterbacks are celebrating. And now they're all going to do a Lambeau leap. Why not? There we go. Jordan Love for the second time tonight. Right through the net. Nothing but net. Having a little fun on family night. All right, Rock, practice moves on to the next phase. We have some teamwork coming up here, I believe, that they follow script. Yes, they're going to. This is a little bit of a break in the action for the players, but we're going to get into some punt catching here. Now, don't forget last year, this young man caught 1, caught 2, caught 3.
What an amazing performance.
Yeah.
It was a hit of the night.
A night he'll never forget. Matthew Golden. How many can he catch? All right, 2, 4, 5. We got 5. All right, who gets a shot now? Will Jaden Reed do it? Is it Jaden Reed's turn or no? We're going to go with Shepard.
Will Shepard,
wide receiver. I tell you what, Rock, it's hard enough to catch a punt, much less
right beside him.
Hold 2 or 3. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, here we go. We got 5. I think that's the high water mark so far. 6. Oh, man. Will Shepard. He's got 6.
He ran out of limbs.
Yes. Can anyone beat 6? Is Keyshawn
Nixon is stepping into the fray.
Yes, he is. Keyshawn almost dropped his second, but he's got 2. There's 3. Again, 6 is the high water mark. There's 4. 5. Yeah, he's going to have to 6. Can we get 7? No! My goodness.
You know, that is truly an athletic feat.
It is, yes.
I'm amazed every time I watch it.
Romeo Dobbs giving it a shot. Okay. At 3. There's 4. 5. 6. Here we go. Oh, he dropped one. Keyshawn Nixon strips him away. I'll tell you what, 6 is pretty hard to top in that drill.
2 would be hard.
Oh. For most of us, 1 is almost impossible. Okay, McCall Hardman. What did Richie Bisaccia say about McCall Hardman? He said, there aren't many guys under 30 with multiple Super Bowl rings on their hands. And he's one of them. How do you do this? Nope. Keyshawn Nixon is kind of running this thing. Anybody else want to try it? Jaden Reed. He's the starter at punt returner. 6 is the number. 7 would be set the new mark. Okay, he's up to 4. Oh my. This is fast becoming one of the favorite drills at family night. And now we're going to get a young. Here we go. We're getting one of the youngsters out there now. There's one. What a thrill for him to be out there with those guys, though. I mean, just to be on the field. Here's another one. Oh. They said it counts. 2. Okay. Let's see if he can make it 3. Nope. Unfortunately, couldn't do it. We're going to give him a try, though.
Keyshawn Nixon's the Grand Marshal. He makes the rules.
Keyshawn caught it for him. That's why. Okay, I see what they're doing now. What a thrill, huh? For that
was
young
cool.
fella.
That is very
really
cool.
Neat. It is. Family night, nothing like it in Green Bay, Wisconsin on a beautiful Saturday night.
I mean, it's going to be normal. We played in a lot of big games, but it's different here, you know. I feel like Green Bay got a unique, just a love for the Green Bay Packers, man. It's going to be different. So, I'm excited for family night, see all the people there. You know, I know it's going to be a lot of great energy.
Jordan Love taking off on a quarterback run on 3rd down and about 8 yards to go. Picks up a 1st down.
And Wayne, I'm sure you'd agree, what a dimension to have in your arsenal. A quarterback who can pull it down and run for a 1st.
And Rock, after the Philadelphia game in Brazil, that really wasn't a function of Jordan Love. He really didn't have quite the ability he has now to move out of the pocket and threaten a defense with his legs as well as his arm.
Now, when he's healthy, he's a very mobile guy, and he's got a feel for it. He can find the open spaces.
This is Chris Brooks. Brooks came on from Miami last year and really filled a big role, especially on 3rd downs. They trust him implicitly in picking up the blitz on 3rd downs especially. And that's such a big factor in the running game. John Kuhn?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Wayne, when it comes to Chris Brooks, what he was able to jump in and do right away last year from game 1, being active, it's not just the picking up the pass pro. It's also being able to run the routes. It's also being able to catch the ball. And it's also being able to run the ball so they know you're just not in there on pass downs. I think he is a very versatile back in this arsenal behind Josh Jacobs. And he gives them a lot of things that they can do when he goes into the ball game, along with playing a little bit of a fullback role.
Brooks dropped the toss right there, but it was able to recover. John, I'm curious to get your impression. This defense that we're seeing out there, what are you seeing this year that maybe is a little bit different from last year? Anything catch your eye?
Well, Rock, can I say ball king? Can I say ball king? Because that's been the tagline so far during camp, is the way this team, this defense has attacked the football. They have forced a lot of fumbles, something Jeff Hafley said, even though they were top 5 in the league in creating turnovers, he didn't like that it was primarily interceptions. He wanted more forced fumbles out of this defense. They made it a point of emphasis throughout the entire group, and because of that, they've come out here and put a lot of balls on the ground. Now, this is year 2 of Jeff Hafley's defense, so you would expect the mental side of this game to come a little quicker, and now they can focus on some of those little details.
Jordan Love going deep that time for Matthew Golden. Pass just a bit overthrown. Excellent coverage downfield by Bo Melton, I might add. Kevin Harland, the television voice of the Packers, up next. Welcome back to Family Night, presented by Amplify Health by Bellin. Wayne Larrivee, Larry McCarron, John Kuhn at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. The Packers continue this Family Night practice, and we welcome in the television voice of the Green Bay Packers, Kevin Harland. And Kevin, Larry and I just wanted to let you know your summer is almost over.
Yeah, yours has been over for a couple of weeks. Great to be on with you three, and I'm as excited as you are for the beginning of the NFL season. You've been at camp for the last couple of weeks, and no one covers it like you two do. So my radio will be tuned on to listen to you guys all season long.
Kevin, I believe this is your 23rd season of broadcasting Packers preseason games. What are you looking forward to this particular year?
Well, Larry, I mean, like every season, I mean, as the GM said a couple weeks ago, we need to start winning championships. And I think when your general manager and the guy that's in charge of the football operation comes out with that kind of statement before camp begins, when Brian said what he said, it kind of sets the table, right? It kind of sets the stage and puts everybody in that mindset like grab onto the rope and don't let go. And the competition at some of these positions, as with all good teams, is fierce. A lot of eager players out there, especially the quarterback, who's looking, I think now in his 6th season, 3rd year as a starter, to really, you know, hit that stride that we saw at the end of the 2023 season, and we saw, you know, in bits and pieces, especially late last year. So much has been written about Jordan and where he stands, and I know now that with 3 years as a starting quarterback, the expectations are for him to be at a level that is championship caliber, and I think that is going to truly trickle throughout the entire team. I think they feel like things are pretty set in so many ways. They've bolstered areas they've needed to, and enhanced areas that probably need a little polish. And I'm expecting big things. I really am. The problem, as we all know, is they're in the toughest division in pro football, right? The division could not be any more treacherous. And that in itself is going to be a story that you guys will chronicle all season long.
Well, Kevin, John Kuhn here, and my friend, how did we pull you away from the cheese curds at Behringer's tonight? But I did want to ask you just that. As you look at this NFC North, you got some changes with the coaching staff in Detroit, a lot of changes here with the roster with the Green Bay Packers. You have a new quarterback in Minnesota, and then Ben Johnson going down with Caleb Williams. How do you see this division stacking up? Is this the best division in football?
Yeah, I really think it is. The AFC West is probably in there in that conversation. But to me, this is far and away the toughest, most difficult division in pro football. You guys are going to be covering it all season long. And I think it's going to be a wild ride. You know, when the Packers lost their 6 regular season games last year, then, of course, the playoff game in Philly, it was to the 3 best teams that comprised those 7 losses: the Vikings, the Lions, and of course the Eagles. And they saw the Eagles in Brazil. By the way, I think not having to go to Brazil week 1, I know you like it, and I think that for the team, and we were a part of the preseason last year, there was so much thought about preparing for that and planning for that, and the travel and just the logistics of it. Those things are gone. And I got to believe that takes, you know, Larry is a former player and John is a former player, that when you've got some things that are kind of out of your routine, your mind may drift a little bit, or it certainly has a different feel. This now, we just jumped right into the season on that late afternoon game week 1 against the Lions. And so there's going to be a normalcy, I think, which will be great. Clearly, the team in the division is Detroit. There's so much talk about the Bears. And everything kind of rests on Caleb Williams. They bolstered the line. I think they feel he's got enough weapons and he can do some things. But so much is going to be, how does Johnson really relate, and how do they work together as head coach and quarterback? And that's the most important relationship in the building, right? The head coach and quarterback, that's number 1. If that thing is solid, a lot of things kind of then work their way down the line and find stability. And then J.J. McCarthy, certainly the quarterback with the Vikings, after Darnold was so great last year, and they were one of the best teams in the NFC, They've gone to an unproven quarterback. Even though he's been there a year, he has not played. And so their infrastructure is terrific. Offensively and defensively, they've built the areas in their team that they needed to kind of refine, and they've done that. So the division, with the Lions probably being the lead, right now has the most it's the most compelling storyline with each of these teams. But Detroit clearly would be the team, I think, to beat. And I think the Packers know that going in. And I think they like the role. I think they relish the chance to go at it and try to get it.
Kevin, the Packers have several, maybe more, very intriguing newcomers. Is there anybody in particular you're anxious to see up close and personal?
Well, you know, Larry, I was thinking about this flying in tonight, and I was thinking about just the different position groups, right? Like the offensive line, and I know Walker is not playing because he's injured, and so much is going to be now focused on the first-round pick of last year and where Morgan stands and where he fits. And if he doesn't get that tackle, or if he doesn't get that right guard, and Ryan goes to right guard, now we know Jenkins is the center and Tom is the right tackle. You know, where does he fit? How many snaps does he get? Can he stay healthy, which he couldn't last year? The receiving core has taken a big bounce, clearly, with speed and playmaking ability. There's going to be a quick twitch that I think fans are going to thoroughly enjoy. If you've not already seen it in camp and seen some of it, you know what's going on tonight. Golden and the group that they bring back is a young, aggressive group. But boy, that is a log jam at that receiver position. So Jenkins at the center, that right guard, will it be Ryan? Will Walker hold on to the left tackle? And then on the TJ Slayton is gone on the defensive line. Can Isaiah Simmons work his way into that linebacking conversation? We know he can be a great special teamer, but can he kind of rebuild his career, rekindle what was so hoped for when he was an eighth pick by the Arizona Cardinals? Can he, live up to those expectations? Can he find a home with this team? And we know that the cornerback situation has been a bit disruptive with Jair leaving and Hobbs coming in, and his physicality. And I just sense, and Larry and Wayne, you see this, and John, you're there every day at camp. I know that they think that, if they're going to add an ingredient to this team, being physical, having that toughness, maybe one of those last components you add to this 11-win team from last year. Everything seems to be in place, and you guys know this team better than anybody. The three of you do. But there are still, even with the team as good as Green Bay is, the Packers still have nice competition at various positions. And as we know, it changes as the season goes on, right? A guy goes down, someone's got to step up. So those second-string guys become almost as important as those starters.
Yeah, absolutely. Kevin, again, we just wanted to check in and let you know you got a week left of summer, and then you're back at work. The grind begins. The
grind begins, but I think history has been made with the cheese curds that Larry ingested early in the like this is exciting.
Yeah,
I'm more excited to see, just after a week of it, resting in his belly, if he's been able to digest it, how he's feeling. Will there be following cheese curds going down the hatch?
I'm telling you, this is the kind of breaking news you only get on Family Night at the Packers Television Network. Just you don't get that anywhere else.
That's
Kevin,
exactly right, Wayne.
We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to get in that press box and work with John and see the two of you. Take care.
Take care. Kevin Harland, the great television voice of the Packers. And, of course, he works CBS and worked at TNT. He'll be doing NBA basketball again this year. Just one of the great sportscasting voices in America today. We'll be back.
Can we get a count or something?
Yeah, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Like, that's all it is.
You didn't win.
Yes, I did. Look at your head.
Oh, it's when the head come on. All right, come on.
3, 2, 1.
That's what y'all wanted to see.
First one to 3 wins.
Only because I really like embarrassing them. Got you, bro. I definitely just got you, bro. Come on, like, I know I got it.
Oh my, that's Sorrell, the rookie, 4th round draft choice, Texas. Aaron Sorrell.
Those guys were teammates at Texas.
Yes, indeed. Good
This
catch
is-
and run, Matthew. You should say Will Shepard there with the second team.
This is a situation backed up, need 2 first downs, and apparently it's over.
We came back just in time for the end. But Will Shepard made a nice catch there. They've sped up the schedule, we're told, because I think they want to get to fireworks sooner rather than later, Rock. That's okay with us, too. This field goal's coming up now. And again, as we mentioned, Brandon McManus has been Mr. Automatic throughout camp. And you know, last season, 20 of 21 field goals with the long of 55. I believe his first 3 games, he had game-winning field goals for the Packers. It just was an incredible addition.
And Wayne, you've been in the locker room. Does he have the perfect mentality, emotional makeup for a kicker or what?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. People say, you made 25 straight kicks to start camp, and he says, I'm paid to make kicks. It's as simple as that.
Here, these kids are trying field goals. They're a future? Need a little more lift in that one. This youngster a little bit taller, a little longer lever. Brandon McManus giving some pointers here. All right, let's see him put it through. Harder than you think, folks. This one's coming from the 5-yard line. How about that? These kids get to talk and visit with Jordan Love. What a thrill.
Look at the faces.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Oh,
I thought he had that. What did he hit, the crossbar?
He hit the crossbar.
Oh, my goodness. I think he's disappointed.
Wouldn't you be?
Yeah, but, I mean, oh, my goodness. Crossbar got in the way. Did you see the official go into a crouch just to make sure he saw it right? Oh, my. Family night, a mixture of the kids and practice. This doesn't happen during the week at practice, folks.
You missed that one day when they called kids out of the stands and said, come on down. We're doing one-on-one pass rush today.
Yeah, right.
We'll do some really fun stuff for you.
All right, so what do we have here?
Got the second team out there.
Yep.
Both sides of the ball.
So this is second team. 2 minute. Is that, are they? Yeah. This is 2-minute drill, second team.
.120 to play. End of game drill.
Yep. That's Shepard in motion. Will Shepard. He's had a pretty good practice here tonight. He's showing up. Malik Willis alone in the 5 wides. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Enemy marker down. Willis keeps the play alive and takes it himself. So penalty marker down. They'll sort that out. We'll step aside. More family night action coming up from Lambeau Field after these words. Welcome back to Family Night. This is the second team offense against the second team defense in a 2-minute drill. There's 12 seconds left on the clock. Malik Willis just clocked the ball. And now we'll see what they call, there's a penalty marker down there also.
And while you were gone, if you're interested in line play, second rounder Anthony Belton at left tackle going against Baron Sorrell, the 4th-round draft choice. Both are talented young players. It's been a good matchup, a fun matchup to watch during this series, which is now over.
Okay. I'm glad you pointed that out because it's over. So we'll see what they do here. You know, I got to ask you about Belton, because I remember draft night. It was a surprise to me when the Packers drafted an offensive lineman, and I texted you and I said, what do you think about this Belton kid? Because I had never heard of him. And you said it's a good pick. And this is a guy, the more you dig into him, the more you find out, you know, he's got great feet, tremendous size. And, you know, there's some people around the league say he's got left tackle, you know, franchise left tackle written all over him. Not this year, but down the road. What do you think?
The series we just witnessed was the best I think Anthony has looked at left tackle, and he was going against a good player. The best he's looked at left tackle since camp began. And he certainly looked the part. And you're talking about an enormous man, 6'6", 336. So you always wonder about the feet and the mobility factor. But he looked every bit the part against Baron Sorrell, who's a good pass rusher. He's got a feel for it.
And when asked, Brian Gutekunst was asked about what really attracted you guys to him, they said his feet. A man of that size with the kind of feet he has.
He's an athlete now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's nothing wrong. That's the kind of guy who, you know, and again, offensive lineman, probably going to develop for a year or two, but he's got a possibility of being a great player. All right, this first string offense back out there now.
Same situation.
2-minute drill. There's Matt LaFleur. The box on the right. A bullet feed in there. Tucker Kraft. Gain of 6 yards. Right out to the 31-yard line. So 2nd and 4. Clock winding with a minute 48 to go. Interception on the overthrow. Matthew Golden did not complete the route, and Carrington Valentine to the interception, and he's heading to the south end zone stands for a Lambeau lead.
I believe Carrington Valentine leads the team in interceptions over the course of training camp.
I'm telling you, Rock, he's a playmaker. He had a couple last year during the regular season. I'm not sure if Matthew got bumped off of that route, it looked like, and Valentine was there to make the interception, but
I think there was some contact.
There was contact. I think Jordan felt that Matthew was going to get to that spot. And again, the thing about the passing game in the NFL, folks, the ball is out before the receiver gets to the spot where the ball is going. I mean, it's out.
If you could watch it at ground level.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing when the ball is coming out. The anticipation of NFL quarterbacks, amazing.
And the receivers have to match it. They have to get to that spot. And that time, Matthew was unable to get there.
That's running good routes. Be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there.
So they reload. 1st and 10 at the 35. Minute 33 to go. The clock. There's Matthew Golden. Take a look at the pressure from behind Jordan. Clark coming up the middle. Carl Brooks, now Jordan Love, able to escape.
Silly me, I thought the protection was pretty good.
Yeah.
Aaron Banks got walked back a little bit, but not bad.
So it's 2nd down here, and about 7 yards to go. A minute 9 going. This is a 2-minute drill, folks. This is something they work on late in practice every day.
I don't know if Zach Tom has some kind of injury tweak, but Belton is playing right tackle here.
Motion by the tight end. Blitz coming. Love off his back foot, going for Hartman. Cole Hartman was being handled by Isaiah Dunn. Safety downfield. Sean Gary was dangerously close. So 3rd down and 7 here on this particular series. 63 seconds to go on the clock. Jacobs moves back into the offensive backfield. Love on the crosser at Malik Heath. They're going to mark it short. Yes, they are. About 2 yards short of a first down, which brings up 4th down, 48 seconds to go. That's Hardman in the slot, bottom of your screen. Slant to Heath and the big receivers. Got it for a first down. Heath gets up a little gingerly. That time they got Isaiah Dunn. Oh, and over the top came Javon Bullard. So first down, 36 seconds to go. There'll be a live tackle period coming up toward the end of practice, right at the end. It will not involve starters. Dobbs and Cole Hardman to the left. Love. Dobbs. Oh, beautiful catch. To beat the coverage of Gregory Jr. for a first down to the 19-yard line. Now 23 seconds to go. George's going to try to get another snap off here. Corner of the end zone. Nearly intercepted by Valentine intended for Dobbs. Excellent coverage.
Carrington Valentine's a great example of the Packers, if everybody's healthy, may have more starters than spots available to start.
Yeah. There's the previous play, Dobbs. What a great catch that was. This receiving core, it is going to be very interesting to see who they take to the regular season. Dobbs wide to the left, 3 receivers. To the bottom of your screen. 2nd down, Love. To the end zone. It sails out of play. Everybody pretty well covered.
Should point out Jordan Morgan's been manning the left tackle spot with the starters. And early in camp, because of shuffling and injuries, he was playing guard. And he certainly looked the part. He's been playing a lot of left tackle as of late, and he certainly looks the part. Last year's first-round draft choice. He's a big man with athleticism.
That's right, yes.
I mean, they got themselves a player. Where he ends up for that type of stuff remains to be seen, but he's got the makings of a player.
One more snap, 7 seconds ago. Good adjustment there by Golden, who was looking inside. That pass came back shoulder. Able to make the catch just short of the first down. 4 seconds to go. There it is. Kid has a lot of polish. You know, Jordan Love wasn't kidding. That kid has a lot of polish as a rookie.
There's nothing not to like.
Yep, I can't agree with you more. Plus,
practice number 9. At this point, there's not anything not to like about him.
You know, and I know this maybe doesn't matter a whole lot, but he's a great kid. He's a really nice guy to talk to in the locker room. He's really good. This should end this period here. The field goal attempt is up, and it is good. About a 28-yard field goal. So that's a look at the 2-minute drill, and we'll be back. Some hitting coming up when Family Night continues. Welcome back to Family Night. Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur looking on from the sidelines. This is the live tackling portion of training of practice here tonight. This will wind up the practice for the Packers, and these are a lot of the young guys trying to make their way onto the roster. Sean Clifford, quarterback, and running back up Mark Johnson. Fumbled the football. That was Deslin Alexander who was across the line and made the big hit.
Alexander getting the best of Belton.
I don't think that would have been ruled a fumble because it looked like his elbow was down before the ball came out. So now 3rd down on this particular play here. 3rd and a little bit more than 8 yards to go. Jordan Love's night is done. Clifford in the shotgun. It's Julian Hicks. Nice prospect. Oh, that pass nearly picked away. Gregory Jr. in a pass intended for Will Shepard, who's been very active tonight. Gregory Jr. almost picked it away. 4th down.
Pretty good blitz pickup by Amar Johnson in the backfield. Again, these are the young guys.
Yeah. So
and by playing well in this kind of a setting, when the fans may or may not have lost some interest and they're waiting for the fireworks, you earn opportunities.
New quarterback, new running back. Israel Abanikanda is the running back. 3rd-year player out of Pittsburgh. Spent some time with the New York Jets. He was a 5th-round draft choice of the Jets a few years ago. He's got some speed, they say, this time. Oh, wow. What a nice play made on the flank right there by Jamon Johnson, a linebacker. Loss of 2. Very aggressive defense, and again, we've talked about it at training camp. Forcing turnovers, forcing fumbles especially. Packers weren't a slouch last year. They forced 26 fumbles last year. They could recover the 3rd most fumbles in the league with 14, but what a better those numbers. Uh-oh, there's a snap over the head of Eldersma. And they whistled the play dead. It's live to a point, Rob.
Yeah. I don't care who the quarterback is. They're not getting hit.
No. You know, we're talking about a center exchange, and I wonder how long will it take before Jordan Love is comfortable with Elton Jenkins at the center spot?
Honestly, Wayne, I think he's comfortable right now.
Is he? Okay.
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Elton knows what he's doing at the position.
Right.
And he's good.
Abanikanda picks up about 4 yards with that. And that brings up a 3rd down and about 8 is where they have it spotted now at the 28-yard line.
Abanikanda is cut a little different for a running back. He's not compact like most of them, most of the Packers are anyway. He's cut a little higher, but as John Kuhn pointed out in practice the other day, he's got a burst.
Yes, he does. So here we go, 3rd down call for Taylor Eldersma. Some jumping on that line. Was it a false start or neutral zone infraction? We'll see.
And as usual, everybody's pointing at everybody.
Yeah. And it is a neutral zone infraction against the defense.
No, that's comical.
Hey, you know you're getting.
So this makes a 3rd down a little more manageable. Deslin Alexander jumped off sides. Eldersma in the shotgun. Slot at the bottom of your screen. Eldersma looking that way. Oh, great adjustment, and the catch made by Shepard. Wow! Touchdown.
Eating the coverage is 7th rounder Micah Robinson. Really nice throw and catch.
Eldersma kind of dropped that into the bucket. Will Shepard, 6'3", 196, Rock. 55 games at Vanderbilt, finished last year at Colorado. And he has had a good practice here tonight, and I think that may be the end of practice.
Well, I think the coaching staff and Matt LaFleur in particular would say it's been a productive night.
Yeah. Got a lot done.
A lot of good work, a lot of good film.
Most of the crowd still here waiting for the fireworks. It's a big part of it. John Kuhn is standing by. He'll be on the sidelines. We'll have some interviews following, and then fireworks after that. You'll see it all right here on the Packers Television Network.
You know, Wayne, there was a time when I didn't have any official type duties for family night. I could just watch it. So towards like this point, I'd take off from here to beat the traffic. And I swear I could be at Dickey's in De Pere and watch the fireworks on TV. I was a tad younger then, but
the salad days, you mean?
Your priorities are a little different, but
yeah.
But it was kind of a nice luxury.
Well, you know, for the families and the especially the players and their families, they really enjoy this aspect of it. Everybody, they come down onto the field, the families, and able to enjoy fireworks, and the heavy lifting, the first part of training camp is done. Starting next week, it'll change a little bit differently in that they'll start getting on more of a game schedule a little bit. But let's go down to John Kuhn with standing by with Jordan Love.
What's up, Lambeau Field down here with quarterback Jordan Love. Look at this crowd. Does this ever get old, family night?
No, family night never gets old. Seeing the fans out here, packing the stadium out for the first game of the season, it's awesome, and we can't wait for week 1.
And for you, the offense, the young guys, to get out here, to get on this turf, in this environment, that's got to pay dividends during training camp.
Definitely. It's nice to get out here and play in the environment that we're going to be in on game day. Be out here with the crowd, hear the crowd noise. You know, it's a different environment than practice. So it's awesome for the young guys, the rookies, to be able to come out here and experience Lambeau. This is a special place.
Now, we know the bumps, the bruises you battled last football season. How's the body? How you're doing? What's the focus for Jordan Love going into the start of the season?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good. I feel great. Body feels good. And we're ready to get this thing kicked off and just be – my goal is to be the best player every day for this team. We got a pretty special team, really great group. And if we all do our job and be our best, the sky's the limit for us.
And the offense right now, this is about as diversified as the offense been in a really long time. Josh Jacobs, this offensive line, the plethora of receivers and tight ends. Speak about that and how much of a luxury that is for you, the quarterback.
Oh, it's amazing. We got so many playmakers on offense all across the board. And for me, it's fun to be able to go out there and just pick who I'm going to throw the ball to and see these guys make these plays. But obviously, we got to just build off what we did last year. And obviously, we got a couple new faces. But we're excited about the weapons we got and can't wait to get rolling with the season.
And we can't wait for it. Good luck, Jordan. Jordan Love, everybody. Cornerback and all-pro kick returner Keyshawn Nixon. All right, Key, this secondary, third in the league in interceptions last year. Where's that mindset at going into year 2 of Hafley's defense, and how much better can you guys get?
have preached getting the ball, and that's what we're going to do. We talk about it every day, and that's the mindset we have as a defense. And we want to be number one, so that's what we're aiming for.
Number one, I love that. Now, one thing fans might not know, you're the first one out here on practice. You're the first one out here for games. You always playing corner, kick returner, all that energy. Where does that come from?
It's just every day I bring it with my mindset. I think I'm the best at everything I do, and I show the world that every week, and my confidence level is through the roof.
Matt LaFleur said this was going to be one of the most physical training camps that he was going to have as a head coach. 9 practices in 11 days. How are you guys doing beating up on each other?
We just trying to take care of our bodies and take care of our teammates for real. Matt didn't lie about that, though. It's been rough.
Well, we can't wait to see you start hitting other people next week. Keyshawn Nixon. Rashawn Gary, everybody. Rashawn, I know this meant something for you. Last year, first time being elected as a Pro Bowler. Tell us a little bit about coming back from that and where your head is going into the year after making the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, man, I give all honor and thanks to, my Lord Jesus Christ, and it just shows that, the respect to have around the league. But the next step for me, man, is to be an all-pro type of player. So that's what I'm focused on and pushing for.
Now, Havs defense, to me, it looks like you guys are flying around, more aggressive this year. Some of the mental looks like it's coming easier so you can focus on the details. What do you guys feel like in year 2 of Hafley's defense?
Man, year 2 has been amazing. Like I said, we have a better understanding. Everybody's flying to the ball. Everybody's holding ourselves accountable, and that's punching attempts, playing aggressive, trying to create negative plays. And if we keep this going into the season, it's going to be a hell of a season for us.
Now look at this, man. Lambeau Field, all these fans, all this support. What's something you want to say to the fans here on Family Night?
Man, thanks everybody for showing out and showing up, and keep this going on to the season, because we need y'all behind y'all back to get to where we got to get to. Go Pack, go.
Good luck, Rashawn. Rashawn Gary, everybody.
Great job, John Kuhn, down to the sidelines on the field with the interviews following Family Night Practice 2025. Back with fireworks next. Welcome back to Lambeau Field in Green Bay, getting set for fireworks to cap off the night. Family Night Practice here at Lambeau Field. Larry McCarron, just some thoughts on what you saw here tonight.
Well, I thought a couple young receivers caught my eye. Matthew Golden, as expected. Also Will Shepard, who I know you like, Wayne. He made some plays as well. Defensively, like the work of Carrington Valentine. He's just a good football player. I don't care whether it's covering or tackling. Good football player. And on offense, nobody really follows this stuff, but I do. The young offensive tackles, Jordan Morgan and Anthony Belton, I thought they showed up.
Tonight's fireworks are presented by Ticketmaster.
Somebody sing your song 'cause you've been sinning in the city. rocking them holy jeans. Baby, what you got going on Saturday? You know, word's got it, it's gonna be a party. Out of town about half a mile. Four-wheel drives and big motels. Musket down, wide on, baby, you can find me. Back of the jacked up tailgate, sitting around watching all these pretty things. Get down in that Georgia clay and I'll find peace. At the bottom of a real tall cold drink. Chilling with some Skinner and some old hay. Let's get this thing started. It's my kind of party. The lights, they look so pretty. Mama said, son, 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 you're gonna grow up, you're gonna get old. All that glitter don't turn to gold. But until then, just have your fun. Boy, run, 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 run. Yeah, run, run, run. Run, run, run. Yeah, till you got the sky might fall. They'll say that you might lose it all. So I run until I hit that wall. If I learn my lesson, count my blessings, look to the rising sun. If I learn one lesson, count your blessings, look to the rising sun. Yeah, run, run, run.
Good for you, I guess you moved on really easily. You found a new girl and it only took a couple weeks. Remember when you said that you wanted to give me the world? And good for you, I guess that you've been working on yourself. I guess the therapist I found for you should really help. Now you could be a better man for your brand new girl.
that'll do it for us here on Packers Family Night, presented by Amplify Health by Bellin. Our coordinating producer, Adam Hobelheinrich, our producer, Jim Ressler, our director, Doug Brown, and our entire great crew on the Packers Television Network. For John Kuhn and Larry McCarron, this is Wayne Larrabee. Preseason football on the horizon here on the Packers TV Network, starting next Saturday when the Packers host the New York Jets. Good night from Lambeau Field in Green Bay.